Uygur ObnoxiouScope. Gonna upload this later. So, a couple things. This Devin Nunes development, which apparently came down yesterday, I think on Maria Bartiromo's show. It seems that he's going to hand in 8 criminal referrals, and I think, 8 criminal referrals, 3 recommendations for indictment. I would be very amused if one of those was for Adam Schiff, who succeeded him as the House Intelligence Committee chair. That would be one of the funniest things ever if basically he handed in a request to indict the guy who's his, the leader of his committee. So that's one thing. Now, I want to first say, if you're already subscribed to this channel, make sure that you're getting the notifications. If you have the notification bell clicked and you're not getting the notifications, subscribe to me on BitChute. Go to BitChute, type in Chef Leopard, and subscribe to me there, because YouTube is definitely throttling my notifications and viewership. And the best way for me to get viewership at the moment, which is not very convenient, is to share videos on Reddit where, maybe 1 in every 3 people actually click on the video and watch it, and sometimes on Minds, which, to be honest with you, doesn't really share the videos very well. And then, Gab, I guess I can reach some of the people that already know me. But you need to, if you believe in, helping smaller channels, and especially, you believe in the work that I put into this content, especially, for example, the profiles I do of candidates like I did yesterday with Bernie Sanders, then yeah, I need you to, do what you can, subscribe to me on BitChute, as well as any other place that should be in the comments. I usually put the channel information in the comments. So back to the Nunes development. If Devin Nunes is able to, so first of all, he's going to send these referrals. The FBI and Department of Justice then have to investigate them and determine whether they're going to indict people. And if they don't indict people, then really we are talking about a country where, blatant criminality just goes unchecked because people happen to be in the correct positions and they can find the greatest excuses for the ridiculous life that they lead. You talk about people who smashed phones, who deleted emails, and they don't get indicted for obstruction of justice, and yet people are going for 2.5 years trying to find a crime that doesn't exist with regards to Russia and collusion and all that. That's really the state of the country. If the Justice Department with Bill Barr can't do anything about it, then we're really talking about a societal problem that I don't think that President Trump can correct, and I don't think that elections can correct. We're going to have to basically start a complete political upheaval, probably break up the parties, create a number of third parties, and do everything through the legal system and lawsuits, and unfortunately, I don't want to think of the worst situations where the government could basically, if they let these people get away with the abuse that they do get away with, leaking documents, violating FISA warrant process, things like that, then yeah, we're gonna think of the other bad things that they could end up doing. Now, putting that aside, who are the people who I think would be the main targets of these FISA abuse criminal referrals? John Brennan, for sure. You would probably have James Comey, even Rod Rosenstein, which is important. I'll try to put a fine point on that. You have, let me think here, Andrew McCabe for sure, and Peter Strzok and some of the other associates, Bruce Orr, people like that. Yeah, those people would be good targets for FISA abuse warrants. And there's only 8 criminal referrals so far. So let's think who else. You have Susan Rice, you have Sally Yates, the former acting attorney general and deputy attorney general. Those are the people I kind of think of when I think who could be the target of these criminal indictments. So, or criminal referrals, sorry. So when when I mentioned Rod Rosenstein, why is he important? Well, if he is one of the people that will be indicted, that means that even though he's still serving as Deputy Attorney General, he would be excluded from this entire process because of a conflict of interest, or he should be. Even though, to be honest with you, he should have been excluded from everything here. All these inquiries and everything. Rod Rosenstein is a disgrace, and the fact that he was involved at any level with the Trump-Russia investigation and appointing a special counsel after he himself wrote the memo that recommended for the firing of Jim Comey, and he also signed off on the last FISA warrants when he himself has acknowledged that he doesn't remember if he read them at all. Yeah, Rod Rosenstein should be indicted. He should be indicted and he is a black mark on this country's justice system and the Trump administration. So I definitely want to see his name on that list of people, if possible. I don't know if the House Intelligence Committee is going to release the names of those people. Now, let's talk about what's the game plan going on for this whole, this whole situation. You have the Democrats in control, of course, of the House committees on oversight, intelligence, and judiciary. So you're not going to get the House committees themselves to be good agents of accountability here. But you already have the yield of the 2 years of investigations under the previous House leadership, which on everything else has been a complete failure. And the Republican Party itself is so useless, and its leadership is so useless on everything else. Then you also have the Senate Judiciary Committee under Lindsey Graham, which he's been talking a big talk about, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to investigate this. It's time to stop talking, Lindsey Graham, and start doing, and start actually dealing with this disgrace of an intelligence community that you yourself was a prime supporter of when your buddy John McCain was still alive. These people are parasites to our legal system. They have to be held accountable. And if Lindsey Graham can use the Senate Judiciary Committee to flush some of these people out, yeah, I think he goes some of the distance towards rehabilitating his legacy, which I think Lindsey Graham, everybody's like, oh, he's such a boss, Lindsey Graham 2.0, Kavanaugh hearings and whatever. It doesn't even begin to make up for decades and decades of just being a complete shill for the corporate Republican establishment. And that's who Lindsey Graham is. And until I see actual tangible steps to atone for his his behavior, I don't really care about all his pronouncements and going in front of the media and the stupid tie meme and everything. I don't trust Lindsey Graham. I trust him about as far as I can throw him, although he's pretty short. I bet I could throw him, a few yards or something. So, yeah, I think something has to come out of this. This might be good news, but it's not good news until you actually see people being led into a courtroom and read the charges and indicted and formally arraigned and then going on trial. These people did something that compromised the trust in the system, the trust in the Justice Department. Not to say that it was ever great. Obviously I'm conceding that the FBI has a long and horrible history of violating the rights and civil liberties of all sorts of citizens, whether it's on racial grounds or on the grounds of certain belief systems, and sometimes just in order to screw one person. If you think about the Whitey Bulger case, the FBI was basically facilitating a crime spree by one group of criminals, the Irish mob in Boston, in order to get after the Italian mafia, because for some reason Irish crime is less bad than Italian crime. That's the FBI. By the way, Bob Mueller was involved in that, so chew on that. So yes, I think that, maybe there's a few signs that things are getting better in terms of the FISA warrants and all that, but I am not going to be happy until I see actual movement and progress on these sagas that are going on with the Justice Department. That's about it. Please like, share, subscribe to me on BitChute again. Subscribe to me on Minds.com. Both of those are Chef Leopard, and on Gab at Starscream85. And make sure that you're getting notifications, and if you're not, let me know, put in the comments.